Hey, what is up, everybody? This is David Tress over from theloveofplay.com. I am here to play a little bit of Hearthstone today. I'm going to. Uh, I played a lot of this during the beta and then a little bit last month, and I think I got around to rank 16 or 15. Um, but now, and I guess it sort of starts you off at a better place based on your previous rank, so you're not just demolishing players if were like ranked, in the top 10 ranks, and all of a sudden you're playing against people who were, in the, rank 24 or upper teens. So yeah, that seems to be a good system, but I'm going to jump in with a board control sort of rush lock deck. And this isn't a deck that I totally made myself. I think I pulled some inspiration from, I forget who it is, so I can't properly attribute it, but I'll go over my deck list after the game and sort of explain how it works and synergizes over the course of this game, hopefully. Well, hopefully it does synergize, because otherwise I might not be doing so hot. Okay, a hunter. Back in the beta, there was a hunter deck that I really, really liked playing. I think it was called like it was based around the sort of Unleash the Hounds card, but then that card had an overhaul to it and really changed up the way it plays. So you can't really the deck that I used to play. It was basically you just bided your time with control and removal spells until you had a bunch of very cheap monsters that you could throw out. You know what? I'd really like to get him out, and then in the next turn, put out all three of these. Maybe both of them. Or maybe, both of them, two of them. So yeah, I think I'm going to throw down a crystal and then throw this guy down and hope that he survives through the round, because then I can throw two of these out next turn and take advantage of his ability. This is one of my favorite cards for running rush decks, just because that extra damage output, especially when you get one of those big moves. Yeah, it looks like he's going to take care of it, because it is, not a great card to allow to sort of stay on the board for a long period of time. Now I think I'm going to. I really like how these two combo. This guy buffs a health for a random friendly minion, and then this guy already comes out decently strong for a 1-drop and takes a bit of your health away. But so now I'll have a 3/3 and a stealth 0/1. So that's not a bad start. And then for my next move, I think I might throw out both of these. This guy's he's a great card as well, just because he's difficult to get rid of, or at least entirely, because he has that death rattle. Yeah, I think I'll throw him out, and then I think I'm just gonna bypass this one, because I wouldn't be able to take him out in one hit. Okay, so now we have a 2/4, 3/3, 0/1. Yeah, I really like this card. It's a warlock specific card, and you can sort of just allow it to sit there because it's stealthed. And as far as I know, I don't think there's any way, other than maybe like board clear spells, board wipe spells, that you can take out a stealth minion. I think they're pretty much invulnerable until you get them out of stealth attack with them. That was strange. Oh, was I silent? Oh yeah, he silenced me and then took me out. It's a good move. I could do a life tap, or I could drop these two. I think I'm going to drop this one and then do a life tap just so I have a bit more, to do in these later moves. He has 2/3/1s. That's nice. I think I'm going to take this guy out because I'll survive through the turn and drops those two down a little bit, so I won't be getting hit as hard this next turn. Yeah, one of the things that I really do like and sort of miss about playing the Hunter, I haven't found a deck that works for the Hunter quite as well as the one I was referencing earlier. Is I really like their weapons and trap systems. I tend to, in games like Magic, which I also have played a fair amount over the course of my life, I tend to just really focus on minion heavy decks and sort of buffing up small minions. That's always sort of been what how I like to play. But hunters, they are one of the few sort of deck types or hero archetypes in this game that sort of broke me away from that and showed me that playing a little bit, playing less minions and sort of just biding your time and using spells and traps and weapons to sort of manage the board until you can make those big moves is really a viable and kind of a rewarding and awesome strategy when you can pull it off right. I think I'm going to throw... what do I want to do? Maybe I'll throw Sylvanas down and take out his smaller minions right now so that I can... so that he's... I don't know if that's the right move, but I think I'm going to make it anyway. Do him and that. Sylvanas is a great card because, right now, he can't destroy her because I would immediately gain control of his Savannah Highmane, which would be a big loss for him and a big gain for me. So her in combination with, he is very close to winning. I sort of did not realize he was whittling me down that much. What am I at? What can I do right now damage-wise? That's 4, 5, 6. That's 10. Yeah, I think he's going to be able to win right here. Let's drop this down and sort of just hit him as hard as we can. Because his hero power just directly hits my hero for 2, so regardless of what he does, he's going to be able to bypass whatever lineup I have, and then take me out. Well, I got him down to 6. Hard turtle, you put up a good fight. Oh, and then he has Gruul, which is just letting me know that I did not really stand a chance after all. Okay, cool. I wonder what... I would have liked to have seen his deck build because that seemed to have worked pretty well for him. All right, so I'm gonna play another match with the board control lock. I actually like this hand a good deal. This sort of allows me to maybe take care of a 1-drop with 1 health early on. It allows me to get a little bit of card draw from that. So that's always good. And then this is... Ooh, yeah. This is like one of my favorite combos for this deck actually early on, because now I have a 1/4 with taunt, which is a pretty, this is a pretty solid start. You need a decent amount of removal, or you're going to be throwing creatures into him for a while before you can fully get rid of him. Right, because see, he'd be able to just deal with me outright here, but I'm still around. Okay, we have a soulfire. Yeah, I guess I'll get him out. I have this taunt out, so hopefully he's not able to eliminate my knife juggler before I can get another creature out and trigger his ability. And then yeah, so healing my voidwalker, it's not going to do me much good because I think he's going to attack straight on again. Oh, okay, it looks like he has maybe a pirate deck right now, which is great for warriors because they have a lot of weapons. And basically, pirate decks, if you don't know, I think it all has to do with either cost reduction as far as getting them out. You're reduced based on the attacker. Yeah, cost one less per attack on your weapon. And then I think that there's some other sort of weapon dependent abilities that exist in the pirate world. What do I want to do here? I'm just sorry about that. But I'm trying to consider if using soulfire on this guy would be effective. I should probably just hold off on it and throw this guy into him because that's what he would do next turn anyway, I assume. All right. Now I am able to. Ooh, I'd like to be. I think I might do this and then get rid of him and see what I can draw. I think I'm also going to do that. That's what it worked out for me. What do I want to do? Let's put another blood imp out just because them pumping out health is such a helpful ability. Because that is like, it's basically healing and buffing, a health or 2 health every single turn to 2 random minions at this point. There's really no way that he can deal with it other than spells like that. This is a card that again synergizes very well with the knife juggler because every turn, or at the end of every turn, you pop out another one of these, and his ability triggers, or any card that has sort of a whenever there's a new minion introduced, this ability triggers type ability. This is a great card for that. Not sure exactly what my move should be here. I think I'll throw this out and this out, and I know I'm leaving myself a little bit exposed as far as, or I'm not using my mana as efficiency as I could have there because I could have played this. But the only way I could have taken advantage of his battle cry, which is give a minion +2 attack this turn, is putting it on my blood imp, and I don't want to break him from stealth, which would happen if I was to attack with him. So I'm going to hold off on playing him until a later turn, so I can sort of take advantage of buffing an attacking creature, because that only lasts until the end of the turn. Oh, I think. Oh, this was changed recently. I wasn't aware of that change. It used to be, it would just give any minion charge, and I think even minions that were summoned before this card, it was just sort of a blanket effect that affected all of your minions. But now it seems to have been nerfed a little bit. That's okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this card is really doing good things for him. Um. What do I want to do? I think I'll throw him into him and play Sylvanas. Yeah. Then, because I have two of these, you know what, I should hold off. I'm not in any rush. Sometimes, you know, there's almost always an occasion or a use for soulfire, but it's a card that I found is really best to hold off until you're in a moment where you essentially, like, you need that card to survive, and I have enough health where I'm not in any immediate danger, and of course it would be beneficial to be able to play both of these dark iron dwarves and not, you know, waste one because I have to discard it from using soulfire. So as much as I would like to get rid of this guy because he could sort of make my life difficult, I think I'm going to hold off and wait for a better use of this card. What you doing, buddy? At least I'm putting him in a place where he has to think about what he's doing. This sort of seems to be a pretty evenly matched match right now. Neither of us are completely dominant. Okay, well that's nice. Yeah, so here I will give this guy 2 attack. Drop this guy. Ooh, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Oh well. Do that, and this, and then, yeah, now I definitely have board control at this point. And it's nice to have this guy over at on my side. One of the things that I really like about warlocks is I tend to be a player who sort of, instead of holding off on playing cards, I like to get, you know, cards out there, and warlock is really great for that because of their hero ability. And also, you know, if you have some cards like the novice engineer, or I forget what the name of the card is, but it's a 2/1 1-drop, or 2-drop actually, that has a death rattle of draw a card. But if you have some cards like that, you're really pretty okay, even if you're just throwing cards out there every single turn. Yeah, throwing a lot of cards out there every single turn, I should say. So yeah, this next turn I think I will maybe buff him and then take out Harvest Golem. I'm not sure. What should I do? I think I'll do this. I'm gonna throw him out there. See what that draws me. Then I'm going to buff him. Oh yeah, I wasn't even thinking about how helpful this would be. This card's ability would be with my deck, but I have so many low cost creatures that have a pretty decent damage output now. Oh, should I be attacking them, or I'm gonna just push the damage straight through and force him to deal with my minions. And then here we go. That was the time to use Soulfire. So yeah, at this point, there's not a tremendous amount he can do. He does have 2 cards where I have none, but I can, you know, between this and then the draw that I'll get at the beginning of my next turn, I can have 2 cards as well, and I really don't think he'll be able to deal with all of this. So I think I've got it at this point. Yeah, as long as I can... Yep, there we go. Okay, well that turned out pretty well. I don't think that guy had a great deck, and he might be a new player. One of the things that I've noticed from beta is that the spectrum of skill and sort of the variety of skill is pretty wide now that there's been this big release. And between, I think, maybe there's because this game's on iPad. I'm not sure. I'm pretty. I would assume so, but I think that there's crossplay between iPad and PC. I'm playing on PC right now. Um, but I imagine that sort of the fact that it is an iPad game sort of gets people who might not be great at, or even who might not even play games like this interested, and you just run into sort of a wide variety of skill levels. Um, and being in the beta, you got to keep so many of your cards, so I have a pretty decent card collection. Whereas, you run into a bunch of people and they're playing, decks with just really basic cards, which is totally fine. And it's a good thing that they have such a good uh, sort of ranking system. So you can sort of avoid just getting trounced over and over again. Because I have heard, a lot of players that came in right after the actual launch of this game and were just being steamrolled by beta players. Um, you know, but yeah, it worked out for us there. Sorry to that guy. Okay, that is going to do it for us. Please tune in next time. I think I'm going to have, as I said earlier in a faster than light video, I think I'm going to be playing a little bit of Heroes of the Storm as well. Which should be fun because I'm not a Dota or League player. I don't know the intricacies or have any of the skills that would make a person good at those games. But maybe Heroes of the Storm is the place for me then, because it does definitely seem to be a simplified version of those games. So I'm going to play some of that, and I'll play a little more FTL, and I'll probably keep playing Hearthstone too. All right, see you later.